Now let's look at the third configuration mode, which is the common collector configuration. Um, the purpose of the common collector configuration basically is simply to provide low R out, as you will have to notice, which is a very important characteristic of um, an amplifier. A good amplifier is the one with a low output um, resistance. So we go from a circuit, got Vs grounded, going through Rs, applying V into the transistor, and then we've got V out being taken at the emitter. So the input comes in through the base, the output is taken at the emitter. That's what makes it common collector. From the collector side, we go straight to VCC. RL is grounded. Now, as you'll notice, when we do the DC analysis of this, we'll normally supposed to have VCC. The capacitors will become open circuit, but there's none. So that would have given RL all the way to ground. But we would have got RS here. VS in DC would result into ground. So having 0 volt and 0 volt there would have meant that this transistor is not forward bias. The EBJ junction of this transistor is not forward bias, so it's not in active mode. It's very important to notice this because it says a lot about a common collector amplifier. This is proof that common collector amplifier is actually not a type of amplifier that get used alone. So it goes from the assumption that it's part of a cascading, meaning there is this stage that forms the input to the sorry, not there, after RS or after RS actually, the part that forms the input to the common collector amplifier is actually coming from a previous other stage. And this is where we introduce the concept of multi-stage amplifier, meaning couple of BJT amplifier configuration put together in order to achieve a better performance. Meaning, since neither common emitter, common base, or common collector can satisfy all the three design goals, which is high input impedance, high gain, and low output impedance, we normally use them in cascade, meaning in together, in such a way that the output of one type forms the input to the next one. That's what we call cascading of amplifiers, and each configuration forms what we call a stage. You're gonna dwell more onto this in electronics 3, but the point I'm trying to make is that the DC biasing of this common collector transistor is coming from a collector voltage. If the previous stage was to be a common emitter, then that's coming from a common base. That is coming definitely from a collector DC voltage from a previous stage. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a common base or a common emitter amplifier, of which it VC DC wise is VCC minus RCIC, is supplied as the DC biasing for the common collector amplifier. So normally to do it DC analysis, you'll have to take it in the context that you work out first the collector voltage of the previous stage, and you work with that to bias the amplifier. So there is DC supplying the amplifier coming from a previous stage. So this is what I refer to. So for instance, if it is a common emitter that's preceding this stage, then you normally have one of the common emitters, for example, RB2, let's say unbypassed emitter. We've got VS well cap, we've got RS, and you've got, for instance, VS supplying AC voltage into the first stage. Let's say this is the common emitter stage, which is stage 1. So from stage 1, the output voltage V out coming out of here is actually also a mixture of AC. It's actually a mixture of VC which is the DC part. So VCQ1, if that's transistor 1, that's the DC part, as well as V out, which is the AC part, obtained from the gain, which gain here, if RS is considered to be, RS is considered, but we don't consider RL, that will be a half loaded gain with RS considered. So again, with RS considered, and that multiplying VS, sorry, would give V out. So that combination, that V out serves now as VS to the common collector stage, and that way you've got the common collector as considered here. So that way you'll get the common collector is considered here. So basically here our VS is equal to V out 1, which is the output voltage of the previous stage, added with the DC voltage from the VCQ1, taken from the collector, that serves to bias the transistor. So the DC biasing of the transistor will normally go from a collector voltage VC, which will be applied as follows. Then you go to VCC there. Then to analyze this, you normally have, of a previous stage, you normally have IB2 flowing there, and you can take that loop, and as you consider that loop, you would get VC of the previous stage to be equal to RS of the common collector amplifier times IB2, which is the IB of the common collector amplifier, plus VBE of the second transistor, which is the common collector transistor, and that plus RL times IE2, which is IE over common collector amplifier. And from there you would work out IB2, because IE2 is nothing but beta plus 1 IB. And once you've got IB, you can work out IC2 as beta 2, which is the beta of the second amplifier, second transistor, sorry, IB2, and you can do the DC analysis. So we skip the DC analysis here because it normally linked to the DC analysis of a assumed previous stage, which will normally give us a collector, output voltage, whether common base or common emitter, and that will serve as VB to the common collector amplifier. That's the point I'm trying to make.